Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So today, another Christmas beer for me. Well, Christmas beer in the sense that I got it bought for Christmas. So from St Peters Brewery, it's their old style porter, expertly crafted in Suffolk. Licorice and rum and raisin with hints of rich fruitcake. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? 5.1% ABV, so we'll give it a pour. Top lid off. Obviously, I'm back in the kitchen again. Kitchen beer reviews till the weather warms, possibly for the next couple of months. Unless we have a warm day and I go down the shed. But this is a beer that really wants to be drunk at room temperature anyway. So going down this year, next year now, yeah, it'll be next year, in 2023, shall we say. Going down to St Peters Brewery, to actually visit the brewery, going to do some filming down there. Obviously on my own back, film inside the shop, and do whatever I can, and hopefully get a look around the brewery. You never know. So dark neon black pour. You wouldn't call that a tan head, like a dark cream head. There we go. Got it in the, it was the mixed boxed set. It's a great way to get 12 different beers. It's changed from the last year. I felt the box was slightly stronger last year than it was this year, but I suppose half the time it's whatever they've got in stock that they can fill the boxes with. Hopefully one day St Peters will have this thing where you can look through the old range, pick a bottle out of that range, and then if there's some like the Christmas ale, which is probably a little bit more expensive being the bigger ABV, if that puts the price up a little bit, I suppose it's just having the systems in place to do that in boxes of 12 beers as well. For me, that would be amazing, because say I wanted 2 or 3 winter ales and 2 or 3 Christmas ales, and then 6 separate beers that probably I've either not reviewed, which I don't think there's many at St Peters I haven't reviewed. I'm not so bothered about the alcohol-free ones, simply because I'm not bothered about alcohol-free. And not overly fussed with the organic ones either. And again, that's personal preference, but a lot of people like organic for the obvious reasons. So here we go. Touch of licorice on the nose and certainly fruitcake. I'm not getting the rum and raisin just yet, so cheers everyone. Hope you're having a great Christmas. Hope Santa has treated you kindly. It's dead weird because it's like now I haven't done anything, literally done nothing the last few days, and for somebody who is active all year round, to just sit down and do nothing is weird. I mean, today I've actually emptied a dishwasher. That's about it. That's about my boat today. Oh, yeah, very much fruitcake, licorice on the back end. Not getting the rum and raisin just yet, mind you, but yeah. So today on social media, doing beer reviews is a hobby that I love. Obviously, it is only a hobby. I do work for a living, 6 days a week, most of the way through the year. Literally for 9 months of the year, doing 6 days a week. Apart from the odd time if I do, if I go to a beer festival or something. Looking after people's gardens, looking after the 2 hotels, and I do love what I do. Like most people at the moment, we'd all have a little bit more money and paid for what you're worth, and certainly what I give to the job. But sometimes it's not for me to go to them and say, you know, I think you should pay me more, because that's not the sort of person I am. It's better that they appreciate you and do that sort of thing on their own backs, in my opinion, anyway. Will companies do that? Not always. No, sadly not. Oh, I wanted to go back to St Peters and review their range. St Peters, like most of the what you would call modern traditional breweries, keep a pretty much a standard range. Never seen their beers in the wild, you know, cask beers from them. I would love pubs in Nottingham to to have their cask tap takeover. Um, I mean, there's a pub in Beeston called the Star Inn, and that's in Beeston. I don't know how much, obviously, prices are for St Peter's beer, but for me to have a tap takeover in Nottingham would be amazing. You know, to go and to get it on cask and certainly go through the range. Um, there's a lot of breweries in Nottingham that are quite receptive to that sort of thing. Pubs, rather, that are quite receptive to that sort of thing. And it's definitely something I want to do. I mean, I would presume that St Peter's do cask. I mean, I don't know many of these. Obviously, all breweries must do cask. Obviously, next year, sometime around about March time, we're going to that area of the world. So, like I said, I'm on about going to St Peter's Brewery and going to the shop and possibly loading up on a load of beers that I anything I've not had before, anything that you don't see on the website, and certainly while I'm in that area of the world, um, I will. Um, I will actually try and get it on cast, and I'm just going to do this because just thinking about it has made me St Peter's Brewery beer on cask. Cask beers from St Peter's Brewery. So yeah, yeah. Best bitter, gold dust. Organic best bitter, ruby red, plum porter, citrus beer, cream stout, Suffolk gold, old style porter, honey porter, India pale ale, pale ale. Mm. And I would have thought they'd be doing seasonals. I mean, like most breweries do a seasonal beer. Um, yeah, that's my goal next year. Is one to visit St Peter's Brewery because I've never been. Go to the brewery shop, get some beers, um, and then find a pub nearby that's got some St Peter's Brewery beer on cask, and you know I'm gonna do it down that neck of the woods, Suffolk. So I think it's Norwich way in that area of the world anyway. I think. I hope I'm not wrong. I'm usually wrong, but anyway, enjoying this beer. First beer of the day. Thankfully now all the imperial stouts have gone, um, so I can calm it down a bit now. Rum and raisins coming in now. The flavours now. It's the air's got to it. The flavours are becoming more pronounced, and you know, if you like your beers like, shall we say, King Goblin and Adnam's Broadside, um, this is a sort of beer. This beer you'll appreciate this as well. Very similar in its flavours. Obviously, the ABV is 5.1. Yep, yeah, and it's going down a treat. Lovely beer. I've never heard of St Peters doing collabs. I'm not sure if that's something they do. Could you imagine them doing a collab with a local brewery? St Peters and Lincoln Green are very close in styles of beers and that, and that would be quite the thing. Uh, Possibly my two of my favourite breweries. St Peter's probably my favourite national brewery, and Lincoln Green one of my favourite local breweries. Now that would be something. Um, we can all dream, can't we? You know, you've got the ability to dream and getting your favourite beers out there. This is going down absolutely lovely. Um, Obviously in the kitchen. I hate doing beer reviews in the kitchen, to be honest, but needs must when it's cold. I'm not warming the shed up, putting money into the shed because it's better that money stays in the house at the moment with the cost of living crisis, and that be interesting in the next year to see what prices beers are going to be. I predict something like a 40% hike on beers because you can just see it. You you really can. That's going to be interesting. It's really going to be an interesting year coming up, unless things change. I can't see them changing that quick. Flavour's really kicking in now. Now the air's got to it, which is why with beer reviews, I don't like doing short beer reviews because you don't get everything from the beer. You haven't given the beer time to get the air to it, get a chance to breathe, like a fine wine, it must breathe. I mean, some beers maybe won't be any different 10 minutes in. There's a lot of beers that do that, like your wines. A lot of beers that get better with age. So yeah, really enjoyable. Certainly got the elements. Great tasting beer, 4.4 out of 5 for me. Yeah, really glad I got the chance to review this and again, and on a better camera where you can actually hear what I'm saying. Yeah, and not in a dark shed like they used to be. But I think when I first did the beer reviews in the shed, a lot of these beer reviews were dark, and sometimes that's a reason for also re-reviewing as well. Plus, it's also a good chance to check on the quality of the beer and to make sure that the beer's not gone downhill in quality. So, that's where beer reviewers, in some ways, are good because I have noticed from supermarkets, a couple of beers, that the quality was not the same. Thankfully, not the case. And that's it for this review. As always, thank you for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and cheers, St Peters Brewery. And thanks to the wife for buying me for Christmas. Cheers.